So I'll start the session from very first topic, that is naming convention. Naming convention means the Java says we should follow this. Okay. Why should we follow this? Because it makes your program more readable. Whenever any programmer, suppose you have write some code, you have written some code to solve any problem, and you send that code to any person. Then, if that person is technically sound, then he or she must know that what you have done in your code by the naming convention, that which one is class you have created, which one is your um, constant, which one is your variable. So that's why we should follow this naming convention. Otherwise, if you don't follow it, it won't make any effect on your code. Okay. If we talk in terms of the execution process, then it will not harm your code. But the code, then when we write, then it should look nice. That's why we should follow the naming convention. So the naming conventions make programs more understandable by making them easier to read. This is the definition in one line, I can say. And they can also give information about the function of the identifier. Okay. Do you have any query, Integer? Hinduja says yes. If any class having one or more abstract method, direct or indirect, then that class must be declared as yes, right? How about for interface, which implements it? As I said yesterday, Hinduja, that interface inherits another interface. So interface cannot extend or inherit any abstract class. Are you getting? Let me open that definition notepad. Yesterday, this example I was discussing, is it visible in the visible? The code. Okay. So am I getting correct that you want to ask that interface can use abstract class as parent or not? Is it? Am I getting correct your question? Okay. Now, can you hear me? Okay. So you are asking that in terms of abstract class, that if any class having direct or indirect one abstract method, then that class must be declared as abstract. Fine. So what about in terms of the interface? So first of all, I'll tell you that what is interface. So in interface, all the methods by default are public and abstract. Okay. So in this case, if you write any code, if you create any method inside this interface, then you cannot write the definition. You cannot write the definition. Okay. And in case of the class, that suppose this test one. Okay, so in test one, you can have a method which may or may not. For example, the method name is M1. So this method may or may not have the definition. It's up to you. So in the case, if we do not define the definition of this method, then we have to make, this is our choice. Okay, so we have to make this class as abstract. Sorry, this method as abstract if we do not define the definition. And since this class now having a method as abstract, so this class will become abstract. But in the case of interface, we do not have the choice. In interface, all the methods are by default abstract. It means we cannot define the method. Only we can prototype the method. We can only prototype the method. Okay. Now, put your question. Is it clear, Hinduja? Okay, so fine. Now, okay, come to the naming convention. So as I told you that naming convention make the programs more understandable by making them easier to read. And second one is, what is the benefit of it? They can also give the information about the function of the identifier. For example, whether it is a constant, package, or class, which can be helpful in understanding the code. Means by looking the code, you can identify that which one is class, which one is your method, which one is your constant. Java naming convention is a rule to follow as you decide what you name to identify, such as class, package, variable, constant. So write down the naming conventions I'm mentioning over here. So if you define any package, I'll tell you that what is package in the very just next to this. So package name should be, we should write, should be in lowercase. Okay, should be in lowercase. So if we define any package, then we should write the package name in lowercase. For example, as we have seen one package, that is, if I say that is Java, sorry, one package name is util, we have already seen. One package is lang. Okay, so all the packages that you will find that is already defined by the Java is also written in lowercase. So Java says that you should also follow this. For the class, what naming convention should we follow? So class name should start with upper letter. Okay, so naming convention says should start with upper letter, uppercase letter. Okay, and be nouns. Noun means that having some meaningful noun, as you know. So for example, that is we have already seen one class name that is already available to use, that is a string, one class. As I already told you, one class name is also there, that is system, that we have already used, system. One more class, that is a scanner. So as you can see, all these classes are predefined classes, and they are following the naming convention that it should start with uppercase. Now, if that class contains more than one word, more than one word, then what the naming convention will be here. So if the class contains more than one word in the name, then the second word's first letter will be in uppercase. Okay, suppose you write, for example, if I write, I want to create a class named as my class. So my M will be capital. And since I'm writing another word that is class, so C will be capital. This is. So I hope this is clear that how to write the class name. Now, what is the naming convention for interface? So interface should also be capitalized like class. Okay, so when you define any interface, just follow the naming convention of the class. Methods. Since we can define the methods in the class, so methods follow the action. We can say that this denotes the action of your object. So we should start with lower case letter. Okay, it starts with the lowercase letter and should be a verb because it defines the action. So should be a verb. If it is not a verb, then it should follow at least this rule, that is, should start with the lowercase. And same rule, if the method contains two words, then after that, if any word comes, then every word's first letter will be capital. For example, if I want to create a method, get account details. Okay, get account details. So I will write like get, now account. So A will be capital. Account details, D will be capital, like this. So when you will read the code, then you will easily identify that this is the method. Variable, this is also having the same naming convention that we follow as a method. Should start with the lowercase, and if you have more than one word, then next to if you get any other extra word, then every word's first letter will be capital. This is the variable naming convention if you define into the class. Now, what about the constant? And to define a constant, we use the final keyword, as we have seen in the previous session. So it should be, we should write, should be in uppercase. It should be in uppercase. For example, if you want to define the constant of value pi, so as we know that the pi value is 3.14. So when we read it and when we see this into the code and we find anything into the capital letter, then we will see we will say that this is a constant. Okay, so this is how we should write the method name, class name, interface name, methods constant. I hope this naming convention you all will follow from today, and if you start it from today, then it will be in your code automatically. When you will start the coding, your finger will work like this, that we should follow the naming convention. So now tell me, for the naming convention, is there any question? No, fine. So when you will go to write a code, I hope you all will follow this from today. Okay, now, next topic is a package. Okay. Okay, when to use this and this. Okay, fine. This hyphen symbol you cannot use in any identifier, Justin, because Java provides some identifier rules for package, class, interface, methods, variables, and the constant. So these are your programming tokens, and you have to follow the identifier rule. And it says that in when you create any identifier, you can use uppercase letter, lowercase letter, digits, and only two special symbols, that is underscore and dollar. Got it? So hyphen cannot use, you cannot use the hyphen, first thing. Underscore, you can use it with the variables. If you define any variable like this one, to concat it, write it. For example, my ID, this one. So we can use it. Fine, Justin? And the hyphen, you cannot use it. Hyphen that you have written in your question. So that's why I'm telling you this. Okay. And dollar, yes, dollar you can use. Next topic I want to discuss, that is package. What is package? So to understand in very layman term, or to understand it in an easy way, that we can say package is nothing but it is a container that holds the classes, that contains the classes. Okay, so in system, as we know, the container means where you can put some files. Class is also a file. A dot class files, this is also a file. So if you put this class into any folder, if we say in terms of the Windows, then that is called folder. So that folder is called in terms of Java package. Okay, so package means the container in which we put the classes. So why we create the package? This makes our code easy to maintain, and it differentiate or segregate the same type functionality of the classes into one package, and we put another type of the classes that perform a specific type of the functionality into another package. For example, suppose you are working on a project, and that project has a different module. Okay, so modules could be type of for example, one module is HR module, in which you are writing the code that performs all the functionality related to the HR. Another module for that project, that is called uh, management. Your management. So you will write all the functionality that performs the action related to the management. So definitely you need, and you want to segregate those classes, should be put at different place, that works on HR, and you will put all those classes that works for the functionality of management. Why? Because if some after some time, if you get any error, or if you want to maintain, or you want to change into some code that is related to the HR, so you will direct go to this folder and you will find that class. Otherwise, if you don't create this package, then what will happen? You will put all the files at the same place. Then you need to find out which class is related to the management and which class is related to the HR. So this will make messy. So a package makes your code easily maintainable. In other words, if you want to understand this, then definitely you have so many folders in your system, in your laptop or desktop if you have. So why do we create a different types of the folder in our system? For example, if I open this, then you can find that there are so many folder at left hand side. You can find on the left panel. Okay, so you can find that one folder is says documents, another folder says downloads, another is music, pictures and videos. Okay, so why these folders has been created? If these folders are not available, so what will we do? We will put all types of the file into a single folder. So if you have created any document, you will put in the same folder. If you have music, then you will put in the same folder. If you have videos, then you will put into the same folder. So what will happen if you want to search that where is my document, you will go into that folder and you need to search. But if you make different types of the folder, then definitely you will go into the document and you will find that document very easily, because there you will not find any music file and the video file that makes the messy of management. And if you want to listen only the music, then definitely you will go into the music, and according to you, your need, you will find that file. So similarly, we can understand that package is also a kind of folder in which we put our class that performs the specific type of the operation. So this is the need of the package. One more thing, package also implements um, one more thing that we can say mm, the security. You can also say security, or a restriction of the code execution. A restriction of the code execution means uh, as we know that we share the files with our friends. uh, you must also share the files with your friends. Suppose you have one music file, and if your friend doesn't have that file, then what you do? You usually share that file with your friend. You copy that file into the pen drive by pen drive, or you upload that file onto the web and share the link to that friend. That friend can download that file from there. So we can share that file to the friend. But what you say to your friend that suppose I have a folder that says that it is a music folder in which I will put the music files. So in my system, the folder name is music, but it is not mandatory that your friend has also a folder named music. It could have a folder name with songs, isn't it? So what you say your friend that if you want to play this file that I have put it into the music, then you must put this file into the music folder. It means you put a restriction to the friend that if you put this file into the music folder, then it will play. So what your friend will do? Your friend will create a folder with the music, then copy that file into that folder. After that, it will start playing. Otherwise, that file will not play. So similarly, when we put any class or when we associate any class with the package, then that class will execute only when that class will be inside that package. So to understand this statement that the class will execute only when you put that class into that package, let's see one small example. And example that how to create the package and how to execute the code. So I will write hello, simple. I want that this class should be associated with the package that is my pack. So I will write the package and my pack. Now after writing this, what you have done, you have associated this class with your package name. So if this class is not inside this my pack, it will not execute and it will raise an error. So you are making a restriction that this class will execute only and only if this class will be inside this package. So this is the way that you will create a package. And when you start writing the code and you want that this class should be inside a package, then this package statement, listen this point, this package statement must be very first statement of your source code. This package statement must be very first statement in your source code. I have written so many things over here, but these are commented. So this is not a part of your source code when you compile it. So this is my first statement of my source code. So it is fine. Now, how to compile when you create a class and associate with the package? So one step will be change with the compilation. So I will write Java C, and till now we were using to compile the code by writing my class.java, isn't it? If we want to compile this code, then we write Java C and my class.java. Now, since we have changed our source code and we want to associate this class with the package, then we will make change into the compilation process also. So I will write like Java C, then we will write hyphen and D. Make sure after Java C there is a space. After that you will put a hyphen, then without a space D. After that again space, then you will put dot, then space, and you will write your source code. Just note down this syntax, how to compile when you write a code into the package. Java C space hyphen D space dot space your source code name. Got it? Okay. So this is the syntax now. It has been changed. So remember this when you write the code with the package. Now come to the compilation and let's see that what will happen if we put the enter. If we hit okay, I think S is missing. Okay, systems S. Okay, now come to compile this one. So now it compiles fine. No error. Now look at the generated code. So generated code you will find here. Okay, as you can see, there is one folder automatically created. Can you see this? And the name, no, Ming. hyphen D is this specific? I'll tell you that what is mean by all the things that we are writing into the compilation. But first, understand that how to compile and how to execute. Fine. Okay. So just look at the folder in which I have our source code. That is, as you can see, this is my class.java here. And when I compiled our my code, then my pack is automatically created. Can you see this? And I think you can identify that my from where my pack comes. So definitely, since this is my package name, so that's why the compiler create this package and look at what is inside it. So as you can see, inside it, that is my class.class. Okay, so when you write this one, what happened? It will create a package if package is not created, not available. If that package is already available, then it will not create. Simple. And after compilation, it will put your class file into that package. As you can see, in my pack, my class.class is available. One more time, I will show you. So I'll delete the previous generated code. So it will make more clear to all to understand it in better way. Sorry, let me delete this demo, inheritance, then parent, test, untitled, this one. And I'm going to delete this my pack one more time to show you that. Okay, now you can see that my pack is not created over here. I'll make it a little small. Now I'm writing the compilation syntax. Look at here. And when I will hit here, look at on this is a part of the code, this part of the screen. When I'm going to hit, okay. Can you see this? After compilation, one folder is created, and inside that folder, the class is created. Fine. Now, since the compilation process has been changed, so execution process is also got changed. So how to compile a, how to execute a class that is associated with the package? So let's see. Previously, we were writing that Java space our class name, simple. But now this will not work. Why? Because this class is associated with your package name. So we will write like, first of all, we will write our package name, that is my pack. Okay. Then we will write dot and then class name. So Java, my pack is my package name, dot the class that we want to execute, that is my class. And if I hit the enter, then you will see it will execute. Got it? That how to compile and how to execute. What are these things? I'll tell you. Have some patience. So till now, is it clear? How to compile, how to execute? Just tell me. Or any query? Okay, fine, Hinduja, thank you. Voice. I'm not getting any error right now. Now is it fine, Meng? voice is clear now? Because I'm not getting any error that my voice is breaking. Okay, fine. So few things got changed. The compilation, Justin, I'm not getting your input. Few things got changed: the compilation process and the execution process, as well as the creation of class. Creation of class, only one thing is added, that is your package name. Package, my pack. Now, what all these things? This one. So one by one, I'm going to explain all the things. So understand it. Java C is compiler, simple. -d means you can say creation of directory or creation of package. So this tells create a package, -d. Okay. And after that, you are putting dot symbol, isn't it? And dot denotes current location. Sorry. So it says create a package at current location. And what is our current location? Dot means current working directory. So our current working directory is C users HP desktop new folder. So it will create a package at this location. Dot means at the current location, current working directory. And -d means creation of directory. And after that, we write that compile this source code, that is my class.java. Fine. Now, if I want to create this package at different location, I don't want to create at the current location. I want to create this package at different location and put the compiled bytecode at that location. Then we will write something like this. Suppose I write Java C -d space C:/ means I'm telling to the compiler that create a directory at this location. Okay, so when I will hit the enter, so come to this location and see that package is created or not. So come to this location, that is C, and we'll find that my pack is created or not. So I can that we can see here that my pack is created, and inside this my class is available. Fine. So I hope all the syntax is clear, that what is mean by this Java C -d C:/, and why we write this dot means at the current location. And if you want that it should be at different location, then you can write and you can specify the locations. Fine. Okay. Now, how to execute this file that is at different location? That is at location in C drive. So one thing, just remember, when you are working on a command prompt or terminal and you want to execute any class file, then it is mandatory that you should be at that location where you have put your package. So here we can see that we are not at that location where we have created our package. So it means we have to go at that location means we have to change our working directory at that location where we have created our package. One thing. Then we will be able to execute it. Got it? How to execute if we have created the package at the different location. So one solution is, first of all, change your working directory to that location where you have created your package. So I'll make a change into it, that is C drive. Now if I write Java mypack dot my class, then it will execute. This statement is clear, that how to execute if we are creating a package that is not available at the current location. So we have to change our working directory to that location where we have put it our package. One way is to do this. Second way, that is more convenient, and we follow this this way to execute the code. And what is that? We what we do is okay, let me open one more time, otherwise I'll type the code. So as we know that we have created the package at C directory or any other location, so we can set our class path. We can set our class path. Class path means we tell to the JVM that this class could be at this location also. So we write set class path is equal to this location, C colon this, semicolon dot semicolon also. Now if I write Java mypack dot my class, then you will see that this class get executed, though we are at different location. We are not at the current location where we have created the package. So this is the way that you can set the class path, and it will tell to the JVM that if you don't find this package at the current location, then go to this location. Fine. So this is the way, this is the more convenient way to execute any source code, any class file remotely. And when we do the coding with the help of any IDE, these all things are done by your IDE. You don't need to do manually. If you are using any IDE like NetBeans, Eclipse, or any other IDE, so all these things will be done by your IDE. It will set the path, it will set the class path, it will do all the stuff in the background. You don't need to do -ds and all the compilation process. So when you do with terminal, then you have to follow these things. So that's why I said to every student that every student should practice the core Java on Notepad. This makes the clarity of the coding. So I hope this statement is also clear, that how to execute it. Okay. Next is one more thing, just to bind up it. Package mypack, and as we know that we create in a simple way, we create a folder, and inside a folder we can create the subfolder. For example, if we have a folder like music, okay, so in music we can have another folder like pop, rock, okay, or we can create another folder like which type of the genre, like Hindi or English. Okay, so this is the main folder, and we are differentiate the music on the basis of its nature. That is the pop music, the rock music, that belongs to the Hindi, that belongs to the English. So we can create folder within folder. So in the same way, we can create package within package. And how do we do that? Simple. If you want to put a class within a package to a sub package, then simple write my pack dot. Okay, I'm writing sub pack. So this will make more clarity. So it will create, first of all, I'll delete all this stuff. So it will not make the ambiguity to any coding. Okay, so package my pack dot sub pack. So if this package exists, then it will not create. It will only put the class into this package. Otherwise, if it is not available, then it will create and then put the class into that package. So how do we compile? Java C -D, then I want to create at the current location. So I will write as dot and then my source file. And when I will hit the enter, just look at the location. It will create the my pack, then sub pack, and after that it will put the class into it. And how do we execute? Simple. Now one step is also increased, that is Java. Then first you will write my pack, then the sub package name, that is sub pack dot your class name, that is my class. Now you can see it will execute your code. So if you associate any class with the package, then you need to access that class with the name of the package. Got it? Yes, tell me. Fine. So I hope this package creation is clear. Now we will relate this package creation with the package that is already available. And one thing we have already used. Have you remembered the scanner class? Okay. So what is the name of the package of the scanner if we want to use in our code? Have you remembered? Then that time we were writing like this, java.util.scanner. Have you remembered this? If we want to use, then we write import and java.util.scanner. Why do we write this? Because this class, that is scanner, is put into a package Java. Inside Java, there is a sub package that is the util, and inside the util, it is a scanner. So if you want to use it, then you will access this class by writing all the packages name, because this class belongs to this package. In the same way, if we have created our class and associate with our package or sub package, then to access it, we will write first of all the package name. Then if we have created the sub package, then sub package name dot the class name, as we have already done over here. I hope this is now clear to everyone. Okay, Meng, Justin, and Hinduja, is it clear that how to access, how to write? Okay, fine. Now, This is all about your package and package creation. Okay. I'm not going to all in depth because you will learn with the time when you will write the code. And definitely when you will write the code and if you get any error, then you resolve it, then it will make more clarity. Not all the things can be discussed. Few things can be uh, learned by self when you will do the practice. So this is all about package. Now, what is next? I want to discuss one topic that is called proper encapsulation. Proper encapsulation means this term is related to the object-oriented programming. Proper encapsulation means when you define a class that follows the encapsulation properly. Encapsulation means wrapping all the data into the object. You have not created anything into the class that is not the part of the object. So proper encapsulation means this. And proper encapsulation will be implemented with some coding rules. Okay. So what are those rules? Proper encapsulation means how to do that. First thing, not declare any member as static. First thing, not declare any member as static. If you define any class, so that class will not contain any static member. Why? Because the static is not particular to any object. We have already seen and discussed in the second or third session. So if you write any static member into the class, that the static member will not encapsulate into the object. So proper encapsulation will be not implemented. Okay. So in that case, this will violate that the proper encapsulation definition. So that class should not declare any member as a static. Second, declare all the instance variable as private. First thing, declare all the instance variable as private. Second thing, and for every instance variable, create setter and getter method. What is setter method and what is getter method? Setter method means a method that sets the value of the instance variable. Getter method means that will uh, return the value of that variable. Okay. So these two are very important, and this, if you not create, then you can create a constructor. So this will also done by the constructor. So most of the time we follow this convention. So how do we do this with the code? Let's see. Not coming, Induja. Voice is not coming. Okay. So I'll delete this package because this will make execution process lengthy. So I'm going to create a class that is my class, okay? And I will create a member private integer a, private another member as private a string name like this, and here is I'll write id, this one. So we are following this rule, okay? Look at here, declare all the instance variable as private. So we have already declared over here, and for every member we will create two methods, one is setter and second one is getter. So how do we do this? You can do this into the id by right click following the wizard, but here we have to write. So what will we do? Here we will write a member as, for the setter I will write set id and integer id. I'm creating for the id, and here I will write this dot id is equal id. This code is clear? Are you getting this code? And I'm going to get the value, so I will write int get id, and here I will write return this dot id. So this is for one variable for the id. So the naming convention is we write first set, okay, and then write id. Since it is a new word, so first letter will be capital, and we are making this method for the id. So we will write one more variable int id, and as we know this int id is local and this int id is instance variable, so we can set the value of this local value variable value to the instance variable as this dot id. Now we want to return the value of the get id, then we will write int. Since the type of this id is int, so we'll write int get id, the value of the id that will return the get id, and it will return this dot id. So I hope this statement is clear, that how to create it. Again, if I want to set the value of the name and get the value of the name, simple, I will write void set name a string name like this, and after that I will add this dot name is equal name, and here I will write a string. Since the name type is a string, so I will write a string get name. Method will return this dot name. Now when we create the object of this class, every member will be encapsulated inside that object, because we are not creating any private member, static member. So if we don't have any static, then all the member will be encapsulated inside the object, and abstraction we are implementing by private member. So this is to be hide that which member having which value, and what is the current value. We can get the value by using get name and get id. So this is the code that implements proper encapsulation. Okay, one more thing you can do is you can declare the class as public, and you can make all the method as public. So according to your requirement that which class should be accessed within the package, outside the package, or which method should be accessed within the package, through the child, outside the package, or so accessibility is up to you, that which accessibility you want to provide, you want to give to the methods. So this is up to you. So this is the way that we can implement proper encapsulation. Yes, tell me, is it clear? Okay, good. And when you extend this code to some more specific type, like if you create class as public, okay, and you create all the methods as public and all the members, all the variables as private. In this only you make a change, like you create you make this class as public, methods as public, then this example will become as a bean class. A term is called the Javabean class. Okay, Javabean, Bean, bean classes. Yes, bean class. So Java bean class means a class that is declared as a public, having all the variable as private. And to set the value and to get the value, we have defined a setter method and the getter method. So that is called the bean class, Java bean classes. This is the term. And it is a convention. When you will learn uh, a string, when you will sorry string I'm telling spring, and when you will go to learn hibernate, or if you go to learn struts framework that is inside that is in uh, advanced Java. So you will see that you if you want to implement few things, then you have to create the bean classes. Bean classes means you have to create a class as public, members as private, and methods as a setter and getter. Okay, so this term if comes anywhere, if you follow any book or any tutorial, and it says that we will create a bean class, then now a picture comes should be come into your mind that class is a public, the variables are private, and methods are setter and getter. Okay, so this is called the bean classes. Yes, Mang. Is it fine now? Okay. And one more term we use it for this, because this is the training session, that's why I'm telling you. One more term is we use for this is called, if you find somewhere, Pojo class. Pojo class means plain old Java objects. So it is also the same, Pojo. Now, so these are terms you must have to remember. No one is going to tell you that to create a class as public, create a variable as private, and create a method to set and get. When you will be in a job, then your team leader will say that create a bean class and do this functionality. So you should know that what is bean class and what is the project class. So these are the technical terms that you should know, and what does it mean. Now come to today's topic. One more topic I will discuss. Few things, and rest of the part will cover in the next session. Let me open that. One second. This one I should. Yes. Now, today I will give you a brief description about a string. What is a string in Java? So, what is a string in Java? Let's see. Unlike many other languages that implement a string as character array, If you have remembered the C programming and C++, in C programming, if you want to create and if you want to handle a group of characters as a string, then you create array, character array. Java implements a string as an object of the class java.lang.string. So in Java, strings are object, and that object belongs to this class, that is a string, and the string is inside a java.lang package. I hope this first point is clear. And the second point is very important. Strings are immutable object in Java. Immutable means we cannot change the sequence of the character encapsulated in a string object. If you have defined a string, and if you want to make changes, changes into the sequence of the characters, so this is not possible in terms of the string, that is java.lang.strings type object. Why? Because this type, java.lang.strings type string, is immutable. And when we want to change and we perform the operation to make changes into that string object, each operation on that object will produce a new string object. So it will not make changes into the existing object, encapsulated characters. So when you perform the operation, it will create a new string object. It will produce a new string object. So I hope this statement is clear now, that what is mean by this immutability. We'll see with the example also. Now come to this. How to create a string object into Java. So we can create the string object. There are so many constructors are available, and also we can create the string by using a string literal. And we have already seen that what is the string literal. So construct a string by using the string constructor, that is default constructor. So this will create a blank string object, a string. This I am writing that is java.lang.string class. str is equal new string, and we already know that how to create the object of a class. Class name reference is equal new and the class constructor. And as we know, the constructor can overload. So there is one more constructor is available that accept a string as parameter. So string str is equal new string, and you can pass the string as India. So it will create a new object that will encapsulate a characters as India. Construct the string object using the string literal. So if you don't want to use the constructors, then you can use and you can pass string literals direct this way. Or if you have array of the character, for example, char, and if we have created one array, that is character of the array HELLO, then we can create the string object with the help of this array also. So we can pass this character array into this string constructor, and it will convert this string array to character array to the string object. So it will contain hello like this. So these are some way that we can create the strings object. A string object, when we create, then what happened into the memory? So these 4 points that you have to remember. When we create an object of the string class, when we create an object of the string class using a new operator, it creates a string object into the heap memory area. It will create the object into heap memory area. And as I have already shown you that what is a heap and what is the stack. So heap memory area, when we write any code that when we create any object with the help of the new, always that object will create into the heap, as I have already told you. So this, if we follow, when we create an object of the string class using the new operator, then it creates a string object into the heap memory area. So look at this code. This object will create into the heap, this object will create into the heap, and this object will create into the heap. Okay. When we create an object of a string class using a string literal, it creates a string object in a string constant pool. There is another memory area in JVM that is called a string constant pool, SCP. SCP, that is string constant pool. And when we create the object with the help of the string literal, then that object will be put into a string constant pool. So in this case, this object will be put into a string constant pool. Third point, in heap, we can create two or more objects of a string class having the identical character sequences. In heap memory area, we can create two or more objects of the string class having the identical character sequences. Means in heap, we can have the duplicate objects. Duplicate means the same type of the object that consists the same sequence of the character. But in a string constant pool, duplicate string objects are not allowed. If you have created one object that consists some sequence of the character and that is available into a string constant pool, then it is not permissible that you can create the identical object into a string constant pool. Okay. Now, here is some example. Okay, that only the thing is, I just want to make it clear to you, that is which one is going into the heap and which one is going to the string constant pool. So as you can see, this object is creating with the help of the string literal. So as we have seen that if we create any object with the string literal, then that will be put into a string constant pool. So simple, this will create into string constant pool. I hope this is now clear. S2 is IBM. So S2 object is creating with the help of the string literal. So definitely it will also go into the string constant pool. S3 is ICT again, and this is we want to create with the help of a string literal. So this will also go into a string constant pool. But the rule says we cannot have the same object, identical object into the string constant pool. So this will not create again. This object will not create into the heap. But what will happen? S3 will point to the existing object. As you can see, this is graph is clear now. I hope it is now make clarity to everyone. S4 is new string ICT, as you can see. Okay, so with the help of the new, the object will create into heap, as we know. So this will create the object into the heap memory area. Got it? And again, we are creating the object S5 name of the object ICT with the help of new. So it will also create into the heap memory area. Why? Because we are creating with the help of the new. And as we have seen in the previous slide, that heap memory area contains duplicate object. So look at here, ICT is created into heap. Tell me, any doubt to the heap and constant pool? Is there any doubt that which object is going to string constant pool and which one is going into heap memory area? So in one line, if we create any object with string literal, it will be into string constant pool. And if we create with the help of the new, then it will be inside your heap memory area. And in string constant pool, duplicate objects are not allowed. In heap memory area, duplicate objects are allowed, that you can create more than one object of the same type into the heap. Move to the next slide. String handling methods, I will discuss, but wait for a moment. I want to write a code. Okay, I'm going to delete this one. Here. Come to this part, the coding. So I'm going to create an object of the string. String s is equal, that is hello. And s dot, one method is here that is called concat. Okay, so this will concat something that you pass as argument world into s. This is, and I just want to print the value of this s. This is very simple code, only few lines, that is 3 lines are here. Now tell me what will be the output of this program. Very simple. First I'll just compile it, and since the package I have removed, so I'll compile with simple compilation process, Java C. Tell me what will be the output. Yes, this code. I hope this is visible. Very simple statement is string s is equal hello. Hello means hello object. S dot concat. Concatenation means this word will be concat into the existing object. And now I want to print this value, that is s. So now what will be the value of s? Not getting the voice. Okay, and now can you see this code? Okay, I'm asking what will be the output of this program. Do you know concat? Concatenation means adding two string into one. So concat method will perform the operation of concatenation. So simple. Yes, means plus. Concat. Yes, means plus. So it should be hello world. Yes, Meng. Fine. Induja is saying hello world. And what about Justin? Hello world. Fine. So why I was writing this code? One statement is written into the first slide, that is a string of type java.lang.string. This type is immutable. Got it? If you create any object of a string and the type of that string is java.lang.string, as you can see, this is java.lang.string. By using any way, you can use by constructor, or you can use the literals, it doesn't matter. That object is immutable. And what I said, that what is the meaning of immutability? Immutability means the object that is encapsulated inside that object, the character sequence will not change. The character sequence will not change. So to better understand this, because immutability is very important aspect in terms of the string. So I'll explain with a diagram. Suppose this is your object and this is your reference. So look at here, that is S and object is hello. So this will be look like this one. And here is hello. If it is in small, then it's small, capital, then capital. And this is your S. This will be like this. S and the object is hello. Now, if I ask that what is the character sequence encapsulated into the hello, this object, then you will say that HELLO. This character sequence is encapsulated, that is the hello. And since this is the object of a string type, java.lang.string type, this object is immutable. Means the character that is encapsulated inside this object will not change. This will be always hello and only hello. This will not change. Now what I am doing into the second line, look at here. I'm trying to do one operation, and the operation is concat this hello s2 world. So as we have already seen that each operation will create a new object. So this will create a new object that will contain hello world. Got it? This will create a new object. The existing object will not change because the string is a type of immutable. So this operation will create this object. Now tell me on which object S is pointing. On which object S is pointing. So S is pointing to the hello object. It's still to the hello object. So if we'll print the value of S, then it will access this object, not to this object. If you want to see, look at here, Java and your class name. Look at here, that is hello. So definitely this will create a new object that will contain hello world, since we are not assigning that object to any reference. Look at here. Since we are not assigning any reference to this object, and as we know, any unreferenced object is eligible for the garbage collector, so this will be destroy. This will be destroy. I hope this is clear. Okay, so this is the meaning of immutability, that every operation will create a new object. The existing object will not change. In place, acha. Okay, so one operation we can also do to understand this, that this object is creating or not. So we can do this. System dot println. Just look at. Only I'm going to show you that the object is creating or not the hello world. Just look at here. Yes, object is creating, but since this object is not referenced by any reference variable, so that's why this, after creation, this will be destroyed. In place of this statement, if we write s is equal s dot concat, now what will be output? So in this case, look at here with the diagram, we are creating s hello, and now we are performing s dot concat. So this will create the object like this, hello world, and we are assigning this object to the s. So in this case, this connection will be destroyed. A new connection of s will be established with this object. Fine. So now if we access this s, then we'll get output as hello world. Look at the output. Compile and then print. Okay. So this is the example I was using to explain that what is the meaning of immutability. So immutability means we cannot make the changes into the character encapsulated into the string object. Every operation will create a new object. If that object is referenced by any reference, referenced by any variable, reference variable, then it will be in existence. Otherwise, that will be destroyed. Got it? Is it clear? Good. So that's all for today. We'll discuss a few methods that we can use to manipulate the string into Java tomorrow in tomorrow's session. So that's all for today. Any question? Any query? Okay then. Meng, do you have any question? No. Justin, no. And Hinduja. Okay, fine. So thank you. We'll meet tomorrow at 8:30 p.m. IST. Okay, bye-bye. Welcome.